Changing one color in a scene is not very difficult. I've been seeing this trick a lot lately, especially in this TV commercial right here. So today I'm going to show you how to do this technique two different ways using Primere Pro. Let's get to it. My name is Michael Fire Jr. This channel is all about becoming a better filmmaker and YouTuber. If that's something that interests you, subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you know when I have new content that comes out. Let's go ahead and jump into Premiere. The first thing we're going to do is drag our clips into the project area. You can see I already have a couple of clips in here. Then we're going to right click, go to New Item, and select Adjustment Layer. We want to drag that adjustment layer onto our timeline and stretch it out to encompass the entire clip. Next, we're going to make sure that the adjustment layer is selected, and we're going to go up to Lumetri Color, and we're going to select the HSL secondary. Now for this clip, I'm going to change the color of my shirt. So the first thing I'm going to do, since my shirt is green, is I'm going to click on this little green icon here so we can just isolate the green layer. There are two circles here. I just selected the one that I thought was closest to the color we're trying to change. This isolates that green color. Next I go down and I click this little radial button next to color and gray. And you can see it shows me what I have selected. Next I'm going to select my little minus eyedropper. I'm going to go ahead and just click the left mouse button and drag it over areas I want to unselect. You can see this gives us a pretty nice outline of my shirt. Next I go ahead and I select the plus eyedropper, and I'm just going to select a couple of points on my shirt to make sure that it's completely selected, all the areas. You can see now I've got a pretty nice selection of my green shirt. So I scroll down the HSL secondary and go to my color wheel. Now I drag that point in the color wheel all the way to the blue, and you can see the shirt changes colors. Next I'm going to change my temperature, pull it all the way over to the blue, and then I'm going to move the tint over into the reddish area and try to find the color blue that I'm really looking for. Next you can adjust the saturation and the contrast. If I uncheck this radial, you can see that my shirt is blue. The background still remains unchanged. Pretty cool trick and relatively easy. And this technique will work on a relatively small area like my shirt here. As long as the lighting doesn't change, it looks pretty good. For the next scene, I chose this one here with the car. Now Ferraris are supposed to be red, but I wonder what it would look like if it was blue. This particular scene was shot without a gimbal, so it has a little bit of shaky footage. I'm going to show you a different technique that allows you to get much more vibrant colors, but it does require a little bit more work. For this technique, we're not going to use an adjustment layer. We're going to do it directly on the clip. Go into your effects panel and find change color. You want to go ahead and select change color and apply it to your clip. You can do that by double clicking it, assuming that your clip is selected, or you can just drag it right on top of the clip. Next you want to go into your clip's effect controls panel, and you want to select this little eyedropper next to color to change, and select on your image the color that you want to change. Now you click the little drop down next to Hue Transform, and we know that the blue coloration is to the left, so we'll just drag this little arrow to the left. And you can see I've kind of got a little bit of a pinkish purple here, but that's alright. We're going to refine the area that we have selected. You can mess around with the lightness transform to make it lighter or darker, but the secret sauce here is going to be going down to the matching tolerance. Here you want to slide this bar around until you get all of the objects selected that you want to change colors on. Then I pop up and I go ahead and adjust the color to exactly what I'm looking for. You can see here when I invert the colors, the car will change to red and everything else will be mapped to that other hue color that I already selected. Pretty weird stuff. So you notice in this image that a lot of the background stuff ends up changing colors. The guy's hats were orange, some of the lettering and stuff in the visual signs in the background are orange, and even a lot of the road obviously had some red in it. The way to eliminate this is just to create a mask around your object. So in your change color, you want to select the little pen tool and just go ahead and start drawing a line around the object that you want to isolate your colors for. You can see once I connect the dots, the rest of the image is very, very normal, whereas the Ferrari is now blue. Now I'm going to just adjust the location of that line to make sure it's as close as possible so it doesn't bleed into the rest of the image as much as possible. Once you have it pretty well dialed in, I'm going to click the little stopwatch next to Mask Path, and then I'm going to click this play button. Now you can see I started doing this in the center of my clip, so I can go backwards, and then I'm going to have to come back to this location and go forwards. But what this is going to do is it's going to track that car using the information that I've already given it. Now, as long as the object that you're changing the color on doesn't move too much or doesn't move off the screen, this usually works pretty well. Sometimes you'll have to go back and adjust certain frames that might go off the rails or something like that. And a lot of times, if it moves really fast from one frame to another, you have to go back, stop at that frame, adjust it properly, and then delete all the keyframes after that frame and go ahead and just restart the play. How difficult this masking is really going to depend on how much your camera moves in the scene. If your camera doesn't move at all in the scene, you won't have to track it at all. But this particular scene is panned around and even the car disappears from the scene momentarily. So this requires a little bit of extra masking work to get it to look right. But as you can see in this scene, we have this amazing blue Ferrari, and looking at this image, you wouldn't know this car was actually red. Here's a look at what those final scenes look like. If you're interested in learning how to remove your head using After Effects, you can check this tutorial out. Or if you just want to see a video YouTube recommends, check this one out right here. Every week I put out new videos to help you become a better filmmaker or YouTuber. If that's something you're into, subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you know when I have new content that comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there, film something awesome. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.